Hey everybody, Ryan Neal, CEO of Blueprint Technologies. We're doing our Databricks on Databricks series. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, sure. Hey Ryan. Gary. John Young. I run the partner org that works with our all of our SI partners, field engineering.
Awesome. Fred, how about you?
Fred Abood, lead partner solutions architect, working with John with consulting partners.
Awesome.
Like yourself.
Yeah. Gary?
Gary Nakatalua, run our product and innovation organization at Blueprint.
Awesome, cool. We're just coming out of the keynote on day 2. We got some really cool announcements. What are you guys most excited about that's just come out?
So I'll jump in because I keep talking about this. I was talking about it yesterday a lot. I'm most excited about Unity AI Gateway and kind of the adjacent Omnigent, the open sourcing of Omnigent. I see that as super critical to unlocking enterprise AI and companies' ability to get ROI on it, because what it does is it provides a trusted place for a company to, and leaders, business areas, to be able to sort of go, all right, what's happening with my AI transformation, and then how do I govern and control it? And it doesn't cost anything. I don't have to move data. I don't have to switch agents, or harnesses, or not use one or use the other. Like I can use whatever I am using now, leave my investments where they are, and just bring it in and start to get a look at what's happening. That's what I'm stoked about.
Awesome. Fred, you talked about all the different types of harnesses that everybody's putting out there. How is this different?
I think the main difference I see is the transparency and the optionality, right? We talked about, or in the keynote, they talked about cost, control, and choice, right? As well as context. And I think like Omnigent and Unity AI Gateway are key to both cost and control, as well as choice, right? We have every model superseding the previous one every month, it seems like these days, and nobody's really providing transparency into how much you're spending until you get the bill at the end of the month, right? And being able to set budgets, set policies that can be flexible depending on the context of your conversation, I think is critical to the way people are working today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Gary, you've been deep in this. We've been getting AI into production for the last 12, 18, 24 months. What are the biggest challenges you see to getting AI in production, and how does the Unity AI Gateway change things?
Yeah, I think John and Fred both touched on it from a Unity AI Gateway perspective. The visibility and transparency into understanding. The tech is going to work. It's a question of who and how it is being used by, and the guardrails to put around it, because the things people are going to use them, that's what you want, but it's just going to run rampant. Next thing you know, you're like, oh wow, this is crazy, I didn't know this. So I think that's the biggest challenge we see. It isn't tech, it's we don't understand how it's going to be used and by whom and how often.
Right. So on that, like when we started doing this, and I started jumping in to the coding agents, I basically didn't trust myself, right? It's one thing to say, oh, I don't trust the models because they're hallucinating or they're making up stuff or wandering. It's another to go, well, I'm going to ask it to do something, but I have no idea really kind of what I'm asking, right? I mean, all the context stuff and, framing it up the right way, but I seriously, I'm just going to ask it something, because I think it maybe could do this, but I don't know.
Yeah.
And what I'm super nervous about, or what I was super nervous about, is just sending it off and to go do things, and not really understanding how much that's costing, where it's going to grab the things, and what it's using to do that work. Yeah. I'm just kind of, rolling the dice.
Yeah, well, and you think about how people work with these tools, right? You're expected to select a model that's either a simple model that can do basic tasks and doesn't cost very much, or is an advanced model that can do more complex tasks and is more expensive, which is fine, except people's tasks aren't oriented with the
Right.
simple tasks in one
Yeah.
work stream and the complex tasks in another one, right? You have tasks of various complexity that need to be done in a certain order in order to get the full set of work done for that period of time. And in order to accomplish that, you end up picking the most capable model so that you don't have to be switching back and forth, because the tools aren't that good at recommending a model for the specific thing you need to do with this message, or for allowing you to switch between them within the context of one conversation.
Fred and Aiden, one of his team members, we had 30 people on our team trying to figure out and go and build things.
Yeah.
Right. And when we come to these weekly meetings, or actually we started to have them daily because they were so
much
going
fast.
so fast, right? We're like, yeah, weekly meeting, we got to have this every day, right?
Yeah.
We come to this meeting and we talk about the things we're building, and within 30 seconds of that meeting starting, we'd be like, oh, you're building the same thing that I'm building, just taking a slightly different, picture of that or approach to that, and it was really fast where we were just like, look, we got to figure out a way to be able to show visibility across the team members, so that we're not rebuilding the things the others are already down the pipeline, and then expand that broader to the entire FE org, who's also thousands of people.
Well, I was going to say, so Databricks on Databricks, like, how do you guys, these latest and greatest features, right? You guys are on the edge and one of the few companies that are so eating your own dog food on a daily basis. What kind of patterns have you guys observed internally that everybody else should kind of try to adopt?
So, I mentioned it before we started. I've seen harnesses being built internally for specialized tasks. So what John mentioned, we actually rolled out like a mono repo structure. Like, that's nothing groundbreaking for our team, and then we built a harness on top of it that allows our team to collaborate across AI agents and across sessions and projects. We have another harness that somebody built for field engineers to do field engineering oriented work, to sell into their customers and to build on the product, right? But I think that goes to show, it ties right back into what Matei was saying about Omnigent, right? And all these harnesses running rampant without standardization, and everybody's building their own harness, right?
Yep.
And all of our customers are building their own harnesses too. So, the ecosystem needs to sort of coalesce into like a standard for how this is going to be.
Well, if you guys collectively have to give advice to like the C-level, you guys talk with C-level executives every single day. If you had to advise them on a big piece that's coming out of Data and AI Summit this year that they should incorporate into their strategy, what would it be?
I think it goes back to governance, right? In order to use these tools effectively, you need to know what's being done and by who. And I think that's the biggest problem we're seeing with now the big push for people to stop token maxing, right? Is you burned a bunch of tokens, you have no idea what was done, right?
Yeah.
Who did it,
We were just talking about
or how much money they spent, right?
Yeah.
So how do you get that under control? And that goes back to Unity AI Gateway.
I'd second it. I've been talking about Unity for years, and now we're just layering on another piece of that. I think if you can govern and you can control this transformation we're all sort of moving through, you have the best ability to reap ROI in the fastest way, full stop. Govern, control, and then you have this sort of trusted place from which to pursue things.
Yeah. There was such a big push, right, to start using AI as much as possible to augment your workforce.
Yeah.
And now people are realizing AI might actually be more expensive than just having people do the work, right? In a lot of cases.
Totally.
And so you need a way to be able to make that judgment call, right? It's not about whether you're using AI or whether you're hiring people or right, but it's about, you have a problem that you need to solve. and there's a certain amount of value that you need to capture, and how can you get the best ROI on that value, right?
Awesome. Cool. Well, now, really, really thank you guys for your time. It's been probably one of the best data and AI summits that we've been to. We're 10 years in now.
10 years
in, yeah.
Our
guys are
only ask
awesome.
is that we want you guys to do it twice a year instead of once. Moving it fast.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks, Gary.
Always a pleasure.